Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Henderson Police Captain Seth Van Beveren, and I want to thank you for joining us today to bring attention to what has been a growing problem on our roadways. Throughout 2025, we've seen a rise in the number of crashes involving e-bikes and e-motorcycles, more than twice as many as reported in 2024. In response, HPD stepped up enforcement citywide over the last 2 weeks, targeting reckless behavior on these devices. The campaign was primarily focused on middle school and high school age riders. Between December 2nd and December 12th, our traffic teams, with the help of patrol, focused on school zones, parks, and areas with heavy traffic. Specifically in this area of Anthem, it's common to see groups of kids on e-motorcycles and e-dirt bikes riding through these parks and around schools like this. We're here today to share the results of the increased enforcement. Over those 8 days, HPD made a total of 97 stops involving e-motorcycles and e-dirt bikes. Of those, 47 citations were issued, 50 warnings were given, and 14 e-motorcycles and e-dirt bikes were towed. While this campaign is over, the City of Henderson will continue its awareness campaign to help educate our community about the differences and dangers of e-bikes and e-motorcycles and riding them within the community. And to anyone with an e-bike on a roadways, we do want to drive home to each and every one of you to ride smart and to stay safe. At this time, I'd like to take any questions from anybody. Yes?
Why might an e-scooter or e-bike be towed?
This one was specifically only for the e-dirt bikes because they do not have pedals. They are legal on all roadways. Wherefore, without registration, proper safety equipment, they cannot be on the roadway, and for that reason, they were towed. E-bicycles, e-scooters were not targeted, were not towed. Only the e-dirt bikes.
You mentioned this was one of the parks. What were some of the other locations around Henderson?
Specifically into our Inspirada area and also the Black Mountain area.
And when you mentioned high school, middle schoolers, was there a specific age?
Typically, we see the ages in the teens. We're talking 14 all the way up to about 19 or 20 that we're seeing on both sides of our riders.
You mentioned, I believe, 47 citations. What
Yes.
exactly were those citations for? Was it just unregistered, or?
Yes, specifically they're for unregistered because they're not legal for the roadway. There was one that was for reckless driving.
Do you have any message for the families that might be purchasing those e-bikes for their children, possibly allowing them to use those on their own as well?
Yes, we do urge all parents to get educated on these e-devices, specifically the e-dirt bikes, because they are illegal to ride on our roadways, sidewalks, parks, trails. They cannot be here. So we ask that all parents that do the research, we have put out information on our website, also on our Instagram, which has information on what devices are legal, which ones are illegal, and then that they also properly prepare their kids so that they're of a maturity level to ride them safely, and that they are not doing anything that the parents are not aware of.
Were any of the children cited for not wearing a helmet?
No, they were not.
With
So just to be
Christmas
clear-
coming up, a lot of parents will be shopping for this gift for their kids, often without knowing the risk. What should parents keep in mind before buying them?
They should keep in mind, one, is it legal or not, first of all, if it could be on the roadways, because a lot of parents do want their children to get to school with these devices. We understand that. But the e-motorcycles or e-dirt bikes that do not have pedals and have pegs, they are illegal, and they should be aware of that first. Second of all, they should be having conversations with their children of what is and isn't legal on the roadways, because e-bicycles and e-scooters still have to follow all the rules of the roadway. So if your children are not prepared for that, if they are not of a maturity level yet, because all children are different, we understand that, then they should not be out there on these devices.
With the e-motorcycles or e-dirt bikes, you said that those are illegal on roadways regardless in Henderson.
E-dirt bikes are illegal on roadways. They do not have registration, insurance, and safety equipment. E-motorcycles, you will see what they are built, and they come from the manufacturer with a headlight, with tail lights. They can be registered, insured. Those are legal. Those require a driver's license and all the equipment like a regular motorcycle.
Did any e-bikes somehow have any of these modifications that are illegal that you pulled over?
No, they were like the typical, where they had the peg, the twist throttle, unregistered, no safety equipment on them. Those are the ones that were towed that we had. Nothing other than that. No scooters, no e-bicycles. And I think it's important to drive home as well. We put the information out to everybody, but we were specifically towards the e-dirt bikes. Those e-bikes are legal and those are allowed just as long as they're obeying all the rules of the roadway.
Will this increased patrol continue, or is there another date where you're going to launch this again?
We do have dates that we will continue this. Yes, this is not a one-time thing. We're going to continue our efforts through the Traffic Bureau and through our patrol. We have dates that we've set where it's going to be sporadic throughout the year, and you will see us out there doing continued enforcement, yes.
Now, you mentioned that parents have to obviously do their research before purchasing these items. Have you seen any maybe deceptive practices that people are selling e-bikes that are actually e-motorcycles here in Henderson?
One of the practices that we see is that there is a modification to put pedals in place of the pegs, which obviously it is not a pedal assist. It is strictly to look like an e-bicycle. That is still illegal, and we will see that. We will still tow it.
What are you looking for when you see kids on these e-devices?
So on e-devices, when it comes to bicycles and scooters, we're just looking that they are minding the rules and the laws. So on sidewalks, you cannot go over 15 miles per hour. On an e-bicycle, you have to obey the traffic speed limits. So as long as they're driving safely, that's what we're looking for. We are then targeting those who are driving recklessly, specifically our e-dirt bikes, with going in and out of traffic, riding above the speed limit on our sidewalks, in our parks, tearing up the grass in the parks. Those are the ones that we were specifically targeting. And then we're also not just citing, we're looking for the educational aspect as well. This was a two-pronged approach where it was educating them, as you can tell with the 50 warnings that we gave. And then there were those where, just like with any other citation where there's a corrective behavior that needs to be made, a citation was then issued.
Is this considered a top concern for the traffic unit here in Henderson?
For traffic and for patrol, it is at the top. Yes, roadway safety in general is the top for Traffic Bureau. And when we look at it, we typically align it with our vehicles, but it's also for the e-devices as well because of the change or the doubled amount of motorcycle and e-bike crashes that we have seen over this past year.
Do you have a number?
So this year we're up to 51 year to date of e-bike crashes in the city of Henderson.
And how many were fatal?
Of the fatal, I will get back to you on that. I have that number. I just don't want to be misquoted on it, but through the PIO's office, I will get you the fatal number on that.
You said this enforcement campaign was targeted primarily for children and teens, but this enforcement campaign also comes as over the weekend there were 4 motorcycle fatalities, and so just in general, for traffic enforcement, what message do you have to motorists, and particularly motorcycle operators, during this holiday season, and just any message to slow down on the roadways?
Yes, absolutely. Our message, first and foremost, is that this is all about safety. This comes from the top, from our city, from Chief Rader, about keeping our roadways safe. Part of that is the educational aspect, is having those be mindful of what the rules are of the roadway, but also to be patient with one another, be mindful, be seen. One of the biggest things we're trying to drive home to our e-device users is you want to be seen by the vehicles as well, so when you get to a crosswalk, stop and walk across the crosswalk. Make sure that you're sharing the roadway. Be mindful of bike lanes. That is the biggest thing, is that this is all about safety. This is about saving lives. And this is about ensuring that everyone is patient with one another and shares the roadway.
When these devices are in the bike lane, is there more protections that they should have when using these devices, like especially when they're kids? Do you recommend parents give them some more guidance on like wearing helmets and other protective gear?
Absolutely. Safety equipment is always encouraged, and we are working with the city now to put it into law. We're hoping by January to have that in place with a helmet law. But always, anybody on any device, any bicycle, please wear safety equipment. Safety equipment is also, it's specific to the device you're riding. A bicycle helmet is not of the same rating that an e-motorcycle or e-bike device, the speeds that it goes. So we ask that they be aware of the device they're riding, and that they always wear safety equipment, and then be mindful of the traffic around them and obey the laws so that they can be seen and that they are safe on the roadways.
Would this law be in the city of Henderson or?
Yes, this would be for the city of Henderson when it comes to the helmet law, yes.
Are you finding with the people that you've given citations to or warnings that they know the rules and are ignoring them, or that they are unaware of the rules?
We're seeing both of them. Specifically, when we have parents come out, it's been very been very receptive to coming out and talking with us, and a lot of the times they are not aware of what the rules are when it comes to the e-devices, the e-dirt bikes. But also when it comes to the laws, yes, it's one of those things where it's an educational aspect where they're just not aware. But we are seeing those who are aware and are still driving recklessly, and that's where the enforcement side comes of it.
You are primarily dealing with juveniles. You mentioned parents are coming out. So how do you approach these juveniles, pull them over, and making sure that they have a parent representative there or trying to get in contact with a guardian?
Yes, so the first part is we make contact with them, we pull them over, and the first thing is talk to them about the device and if they're aware that the e-dirt bike was illegal to be on the roadways. And that goes back to the educational aspect. We then talk with them because we've posted things on social media with Instagram, also on our website. We also provide a QR code pamphlet that we're providing to them to look up the rules and the laws pertaining to e-devices. So upon making stop, we then educate them. We do have them call their parents if they are juvenile to have them respond so we can educate them as well. And overwhelmingly, it has been very supportive. It has been a lot of they weren't aware, and they will work to ensure that they become in compliance.
So when they do receive a citation, what's the cost then? What are they looking at?
The cost varies depending on the citation. It can go from $200 all the way up to about $400 depending on what it was for. But registration is right around $400, I believe, for the registration, correct? Yes.
Not for the, not,
That's for the registration of not having a registered vehicle on the roadway. And that's what the e-dirt bike would be, yes. And again, all citations, they were geared towards the e-dirt bikes. Anybody who was on an e-bicycle, e-scooter, it was a stop just to educate them, if anything, but the citations were geared towards the illegal e-dirt bikes.
Just
That's
want to
one more
confirm
question.
the,
Yep.
sorry, yeah, the 51 figure that you mentioned, the year-to-date crashes.
Yes.
Is that for e-bikes? Is that also including
That's
the
all-
e-dirt bikes?
That's for all of our e-devices. So electric bicycles, e-dirt bikes, all of them, yes.
Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you very much.
Oh, can we get the name one more time? Sorry.
Can you
Mine?
spell it?
Yes.
Yes.
Spell it.
So first of Seth, S-E-T-H, last of Van Beveren, V as in Victor, A-N, B as in boy, E, V as in Victor, E-R-E-N.
And is there a space between Van
Yes.
and Buren?
Yes,
There is?
yes.
So capital B.
Capital V and capital B, that's right.
Van Beveridge.
That's correct, yep. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.